Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to My Messy Kitchen. This week we start off a month-long series that really does highlight your electric pressure cooker. Even though today what we're doing has absolutely nothing to do with it, this is just a starting point. But we wanted to show you how versatile your electric pressure cooker is. And I know if you're like us right now, it is steaming hot outside. So very seldom do I like to heat up my kitchen house, for that matter, when I use the oven. So just like the trusty old crock pot, the electric pressure cooker takes out that heat element out of your house. Now also, the electric pressure cooker for me is a huge time saver, and we're going to talk more about that later in the month. But every week we're going to do one component of a delicious, healthy, and easy meal that you can do probably in a day at home. But I thought it would be fun to do this concept this month just to kind of keep you guessing as to what we're doing next. So today we're going to start off with a sugar-free barbecue rub. And now I know a lot of times people add brown sugar or molasses or things like that to marinate their protein in whenever they're barbecuing. But we're going to show you how today you can use a dry rub that's sugar-free, that focuses on flavor and not sweetness, that really brings out the natural sweetness of any protein that you put it on. And we're going to use this exact rub later in the month too, and it's wonderful. So we are going to get started. Okay, so just like a lot of our other recipes, this one is easy to double or to triple, but we're going to go through just the basic recipe with you today because it's enough to do like one Boston butt or one package of chicken. But you can totally double it and do like I do and keep it in a jar. That way when you're ready to use it, you just shake it up and it's ready to go. So it's very simple, easy ingredients. We are going to start out with 1 teaspoon of onion dried, and these are all dried ingredients. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Then a 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. Then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. Now you can add more or less, but a 1/2 teaspoon gives it just enough of that barbecue kick that you're looking for. And then 1 teaspoon of paprika. You can use regular paprika, but I challenge you, if you haven't already, to get the smoked or the Hungarian paprika and give it a try. This is what helps add that smokiness and sweetness to the protein. So that's all it is. This is easy, easy, easy. And you just shake it up. And there you have it. And that little bit right there has a really big, it packs a punch. It just does. So today we're going to be using this on chicken that we're going to grill. And later in the month, haven't decided what week yet, but later in the month we're going to be using this to show you how to make pulled pork. And a lot of people like to baste their pork with a liquid flavoring, but we prefer dry. Y'all know that if you were with us last year when we did smoked Boston butt, you've seen that. But we just take just a very little bit of this and we just shake it over our chicken. We're using drumettes today, and then I'm going to use gloves. And then we just rub that in the surface of whatever protein you're using. And it does not take much. Just all of those flavor components that we added are just enough. They are just enough to give you just some bright, sweet, and delicious flavors for your protein. Now we flip that chicken over. And we do the same thing on the other side. And this is 12 drumettes. So you'll see I have plenty left over, and we can always add more if we want it. And then I'm just going to slip those guys, after I massage that in, into a gallon-sized storage bag. And I'm going to let this sit on the chicken in the refrigerator for about an hour, at least an hour. You can do it overnight. That works well too. And then about 30 minutes, probably when Danny lights the grill and the grill is getting ready, I'll take them out and let them come to room temperature. I like to let the protein come to room temperature because that way it doesn't have to heat the protein up when you're about to cook it. Really, no matter how I cook it, but especially on the grill or the smoker. You don't have to wait on, whoops, look, I just spilled all of that. I wasted it. Golly. Leave it to me. Hey, this is why it's the messy kitchen. I'm klutzy, I'm clumsy, and there's no telling what's gonna happen. Okay, back to where I was. Squirrel. By letting the protein come to room temperature, you don't cool off your fire, number one. And number two, it actually, the protein is juicier, it's better because you're not bringing the temperature up so fast from it being cold. So it's always a really good idea to anytime, any way that you're cooking your proteins, to let them come to room temperature first. So these guys are gonna marry with all this flavor for at least an hour in the refrigerator. And then, so the recipe is for the rub, not for the chicken. This is just gonna be grilled chicken wings. Grilled chicken drumettes. So, but I do want you to see the flavor. So we're gonna use this on these today and show you how beautiful and perfect they are. In the meantime, I'm gonna go mix up some more of this rub so that I can have it on hand, because we are gonna need it later in the month. So we're gonna let this marinate, then we're gonna grill them, and we're gonna come back and show you the finished product. So hang tight, we'll be right back. Okay, so as I was mixing up more, I neglected something. Of course, I always do. You need about a half a teaspoon of salt, okay? So never fear, on that chicken that I've got marinating, we're gonna add that at the end, right before they go on the grill. But just so this is a good pantry staple item, you mix that salt in there, and that way you don't have to add salt to your protein later. So a half a teaspoon of salt. Oh my goodness, you just never know what's gonna happen. Never know. Anyway, y'all hang tight. Okay, we're back. Big D finished the grill time on this beautiful chicken. And y'all, it does not need anything else. It does not. It is yummy. It even has like a crust on it. So sometimes using that dry rub helps like form that beautiful crust on it, and is so tender. So, you know, when you think about marinating your meat, I challenge you to think about using a dry rub like this and letting it sit for an hour or more, because you get the same result. It permeates the skin of the protein and gets down in there, and it's just, I mean, it's perfect. It's absolute perfection. So let's swap the camera and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so like I said, it doesn't need any more. Now, if you wanted to put barbecue sauce on it, you totally could, but it's perfect just like this. I mean, it has that nice crispy outside. The flavor goes all the way through to the chicken. It's tender and juicy, just like you would want it. And this barbecue rub is sugar-free, and you can use it on any protein. As a matter of fact, stay tuned, because we're going to show you another tasty way to make this. So you want to be here all month long as we use the same components to put together everything except dessert. And we show you a really easy dessert. So Danny and I have like 12 chicken drumettes to get rid of. But we like to cook. for the whole week. So we'll probably eat on these and we'll nibble on them all week long. So, as usual, this recipe for this sugar-free barbecue rub can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. Just like all of our recipes, we're real proud of our website. We'd love for you to give us a visit. Also, if you're not already, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a lot of fun, different content on different social channels, so make sure you're staying tuned for all those. And as always, if you want all of our videos like this one in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and then hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Y'all, it's going to be a fun month, and you're going to be waiting a week to see what we do next. And it all comes together near the end. It's a lot of fun and a different little concept. So we like to throw, it's like my preacher says, you never know what we're doing at Sampion Memorial Baptist Church. Well, you never know what we're doing at the Buttered Home either. Y'all have a wonderful week and be here next Monday night from the Buttered Home to your home. We love y'all. Bye.